Nityananda Chaitanya Prabhuji, Sheetal Mataji, Shushilpa Mataji, and Prabhuji or Mataji, who's we are. Today we will sing a bhajan to glorify Guru Maharaj because tomorrow is Vyas Purnima or Guru Purnima, which is the appearance day of Vyasadeva, who compiled all the Vedas and who represents Guru Tattva. We call the chair where Guru sits as Vyasasan because Vyasadeva represents Guru. Let's sing a bhajan to glorify a spiritual master, written by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. This bhajan is from his book Sharanagati, and it's in Bengali. Gurudev Kripa Bindu Diya Koro E Dase Trinapeka Atina Gurudev Kripa Bindu Diya Koro E Dase Trinapeka Atina Sakala Sahane Baladiya Koro Nijamane Svrhahina Sakala Sahane Baladiya Koro Nijamane Svrhahina Gurudev Kripa Bindu Diya Koroe Dase Trinapeka Atina Sakale Samana Korite Shakati Dehonata Jata Jata Sakala Samane Korite Shakati Dehonata Jata Jata Tabeto Gaibo Harinama Suke Aparata Habe Hata Tabate Gaibo Harinama Suke Aparata Habe Hata Gurudev Kripa Bindu Diya Koroe Dase Trinapeka Atina Kabehe no kripa labiye jana kritarata hoibe nata Kabehe no kripa labiya e jana kritarata hoibe nata Shakati Buddhina Amiyati Dina Koromore Atma Sata Shakati Buddhina Amiyati Dina Koromore Atma Sata Gurudev Kripa Bindu Diya Koroe Dase Trinapeka Atina Jogyata Vichare Kichunahi Pai Tamara Karuna Sara Jogayata Vichare Kichunahi Pai Tamara Karuna Sara Karuna na hoile kandia kandia prananara kibo ara Karuna hoile kandia kandia prananara kibo ara Gurudev Kripa Bindu Diya Koroe Dase Trinapeka Atina Sakala Sahane Baladiya Koro Nijamane Svrhahina Sakala Sahane Baladiya Koro Nijamane Svrhahina Gurudev कृपा बिंदु दिया करोए दासे तृणपे का आती ही ना. Hare Krishna. Translation. Gurudev, O spiritual master, give to this servant just one drop of mercy. I'm lower than a blade of grass. Give me all help. Give me strength. Let me be as you are without desire or aspirations. I offer you all respects, for thus I may have the energy to know you correctly. Then, by chanting the holy names in great ecstasy, all my offenses will cease. When will such mercy fall to this one who is weak, devoid of intelligence? Allow me to be with you. If you examine me, you will find no qualities. Your mercy is all that I am made of. If you are not merciful unto me, I can only weep, and I will not be able to maintain my life. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for the opportunity to share this bhajan by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, where this great Acharya is so surrendered to his spiritual master and begging for his mercy and for sustaining himself in his spiritual life. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. I see Neela Govind Prabhuji has joined. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, please take over.
Hare Krishna. 1 second. Give me 1 second. Hare Krishna. Can you all hear me okay? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, bro. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Gita, chapter number 2, text number 45. त्रैगुण्य विषया वेदा निस्त्रैगुण्यो भवार्जुनः निर्द्वन्द्व नित्य सत्वस्तो निर्योगाक्षेमात्मना आत्मवान् निर्योगक्षेमः. The Vedas deal mainly with the subject of three modes of material nature. O Arjuna, become transcendental to these three modes. Be free from all dualities and from all anxieties for gain and safety, and be established in the self. Astonishing. Purport. All the material activities involve actions and reactions in the three modes of material nature. They are meant for fruitive results, which cause bondage in the material world. The Vedas deal mostly with fruitive activities to gradually elevate the general public from the field of sense gratification to a position on the transcendental plane. Arjuna, as a student and friend of Lord Krishna, is advised to raise himself to the transcendental position of the Vedanta philosophy here, where in the beginning there is Brahma Jignasa or questions on the supreme transcendence. All the living entities who are in the material world are struggling very hard for existence. For them, the Lord, after creation of the material world, gave the Vedic wisdom advising how to live and get rid of the material entanglement. When the activities for sense gratification, namely the Karmakanda chapter, are finished, then the chance for spiritual realization is offered in the form of Upanishads, which are part of different Vedas, as Bhagavad Gita is part of fifth Veda, namely Mahabharata. The Upanishads mark the beginning of transcendental life. I'll read the second para is very small. Let me read this. I think I read this translation a couple of days back. As now we read this. As long as the material body exists, there are actions and reactions in the material modes. One has to learn to tolerate in face of dualities such as happiness and distress or cold and warmth. And by tolerating such dualities, become free from anxieties regarding gain and loss. This transcendental version is achieved in full Krishna consciousness when one is fully dependent on the goodwill of Krishna. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Mena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sapitam Mena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vanchakalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Eva Cha पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसदि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगं लंगायते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदिनतारिणं हरे कृष्ण. This is a very important shloka. Traigunya Vishya Nistraigunya Bhavarjuna. What is Nistraigunya? Nistraigunya is transcendental to the three modes of material nature. Traigunya Vishya pertaining to the three modes of material nature. Vishya on the subject matter Veda. Krishna is indicating about two sets, two sections. What is the first section of people? Traigunya Vishya Veda means who are as they are part of the three modes of material nature, as they are learning the subject matter of the Vishya, the subject matter of what? The Vedas. What does the Vedas deal? They deal on the fruitive activities. What is the next level? Nistraigunya Bhavarjunaha. Nistraigunya means transcendental to the three modes of material nature. Bhavarjuna, O Arjuna. What is the second set? Nistraigunya Bhavarjuna. That means the person who is transcendental to the three modes of material nature. Nirdvandva Nitva Sattvasto. What is Nirdvandva? Nirdvandva. Nirdvandva without duality. Nitya Sattvasta in the pure state of spiritual existence. This is actually very difficult. Nirdvandva Nitya Sattvasto. That means staying in the pure state, becoming free from duality is not an easy job. Niryoga Kshema, free from ideas of gain and protection. Atma, established in the self. What is that? Niryoga Kshema, free from ideas of gain and protection. That means Niryoga Kshema means he's free. He's not looking for any motive. He's not in that particular state. And this state is not for telling, this state is for following. I remember one thing which is very important in Krishna consciousness is sadhaka is always in the he's always aspiring to come to that state of niryoga kshema atmavan. Atmavan means self-established. Self-established means how the self-establishment will accomplish. Prabhupada is mentioning about that through tolerance. Titik karunika suradassaradehina majata shatrava shanta sadhava sadhubhushanaha. Through how it is coming? Through tolerance. Niryoga kshema atmavan. That means if a person is not established in this, and that begins with nistre gunya bhavarjunaha. That means he should be free from this three modes of material. That is also Krishna is mentioning here. Now, what I just spoke until now is word to word translation and how different sections are there in this particular shloka only. There are so many demarcations. That means in this one shloka, entire Krishna consciousness can be understood. Actually, every shloka is like that. In every shloka, we can see the presence of five aspects. I remember, I think 6 years back, spiritual master told us, you read every shloka, and try to do an assessment and then tell me how these five elements are situated. What are those five elements? Ishvara, Jiva, Prakriti, Kala, Karma. Five elements. That means if you see, those five elements will be established. Some fully established, some partially established, but those five elements will be there. That means you will not see divide of these five elements. Traigunya Vishya Veda, Nistraigunya Bhavarjuna. Nistraigunya means the whoever is being free from these things. That means Jiva who are liberated. That means who are pure souls, pure devotees. Nistraigunya Bhavarjuna. Devotees like Arjuna, pure souls, Srila Prabhupada, his wonderful followers. Huh? They are Nistraigunya Bhavarjuna. What are they? Nistraigunya. Traigunya Vishya Veda. Who are those Traigunya Vishya Veda? They are part of gunas. That's why it is called as Traigunya. That means they are not outside the guna, they are inside the guna. For example, there is this mother who's pregnant. She has a twins in the stomach. These twins are talking to each other. One twin is telling, you know what? It is pitch dark right now. But the moment we come out, we will see light. You will see light. You'll not see blind. You'll not see darkness. You can actually experience the presence of light. Then the other twin is telling, no, no, no. The moment you come out of this, we are gone. This is only shelter and hope for us. But the other child is telling, no, we have mother outside. Don't you feel the mother's presence? She's talking. Don't you hear that? Don't we feel their presence? Then the other twin is saying, no, 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 I don't feel that. That's all illusion. Oh, these both children are talking. Now, who would actually know that though which child is correct? Person who's away from that, he would know, right? For example, you're all hearing, you would know. Arey, what is this child? The other child doesn't know. In the mind, that is what will come. Arey, this child doesn't know anything. I know because I've seen the light. You can tell that I know because I came from the mother also. I came another mother's womb. In the US, they say, right? You're the brother from another mother, right? They say, right? So what is that? The child is outside. Whoever is outside, like all of you, you're outside. You can tell that, oh, the child who's taking it doesn't have any awareness. Now, how and what kind of a person can actually tell about that? A person who is actually free from that. Nistraigunya Bhavarjuna. A person should experience that Nistraigunya Bhavarjuna. If a person is experiencing Nistraigunya, then he'll tell what kind of happiness he can experience. Now, if a person is experiencing that kind of happiness, then it's easy for him to give it up this materialistic sense gratification. Now, another important aspect here. Couple of shlokas back, Krishna was mentioning give up sense gratification. He's a very loving father. He's telling a way to come out of that. A lot of people will say, oh, Krishna consciousness, you always discuss about problems only. You don't know the solution. No, no, if you hear nicely, you'll know the solution also. Krishna consciousness, yes, we discuss problems, but we have solutions also. But the problem is, very few people would like to take the solution. They have their own way. Dear devotees, without surrender, nothing will happen. You might get some knowledge, but you cannot experience that joy. This is very practical, friend. Why sometimes, not sometimes, every time you see Prabhupada actually initiating that step. Here also initiated that step with the last statement of this shloka. This transcendental position is achieved. What is it? Nistraigunya Vavarjuna. How is it Nistraigunya Vavarjuna is achieved? This transcendental position is achieved in full Krishna consciousness. That means a person has to be in full Krishna consciousness. When one is fully dependent on the goodwill of Krishna, that means whatever is happening in his life is depending on the Lord. Wow, it's a great state. It is a state of surrender. What is that? Rakshashiti iti vishwaso. That is the third limb of submission, surrender. What is the third limb? What is the first limb? Accept everything which is favorable. What is the second limb? Reject everything which is not favorable. Simple. Accepting, rejecting. What is the third thing? Rakshashiti iti Vishwaso. Oh, Krishna is my master, he'll protect. That means when we hear from our acharyas, what is he telling? Very beautiful. This transcendental position is achieved in full Krishna conscious. Prabhupada is telling one should be what? Half Krishna conscious, baked Krishna conscious, unbaked Krishna conscious. Is it no, no, no. Full Krishna conscious. When one is fully dependent on the goodwill of Krishna. The person has to be dependent on the goodwill of Krishna. He has to be genuinely submitting to that. Dear devotees, this science of devotional service, let us take this example. Bali Maharaj, all through his ruling tenure, do you know from whom is he hearing? From whom is he taking guidance? Shukracharya. It's interesting. Bali Maharaj is taking the guidance of Shukracharya to actually deal this kingdom. How to lead this kingdom, how to protect the citizens, what to be done, what not to be done, what to be taken care, what to be given, what to be removed. These are all these logistical questions or the questions regarding to taking care of the kingdom. They have questions they will ask Council of Brahmanas. Now, to that Council of Brahmanas, Shukracharya is the head of that. Just like Ambrish Maharaj was actually asking the similar Council of Brahmanas about what to be done at a difficult state in his life. What was a difficult state? Either he has to take 3 drops of water, he has to break that fast. That is a difficult state because Durvasa Muni is coming. If by the time he waits for Durvasa Muni, the Murta will go out. It's like we have Dwapara. Ekadashi, Dwadashi, break time, right? We may have between 6 to 10. Let's say if it is 6 to 10, you have to break at least by 9:59. You have to break by at least by 6 in the morning, and the end time is at least 9:59. Right? After that, that means the Ekadashi Vrata, we did not follow. You don't have to worry if, for example, once in a while you missed one of those days. You understand our situation and then try not to repeat that. Don't be bogged down with that. So, what is happening here? Nistraygunya Bhavarjuna. We're discussing about Bali Maharaj, right? Bali Maharaj was actually taking guidance, suggestions from Shukracharya. Now, when Vamandev came, Bali Maharaj didn't know who Vamandev is. So naturally, he's asking. Actually, he did not ask opinion. Vamandev came to Bali Maharaj and started telling, you know what? I just need three steps of land. It's very straightforward. Bali Maharaj is an exalted personality. He is famous to give dhan. He gives to everyone. Whatever they ask, he will give. That is his situation. And then Bali Maharaj started asking, you ask more. You don't know my capability. I can give more. You're, I know you're a child. You can ask more. So then Vamandev, he told one thing there about this, which is very, 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 very instrumental in our life. What is that one thing is, if I am not happy today, or if I am not satisfied with what I have or what I want today, that means if I am aspiring for more, I will never be happy in my life. That means these wants and desires, they keep on changing, they keep on increasing. If a person is continuing to dwell in that particular state of having unlimited wants, unlimited desires, continuously changing, do you think that the mind will be pacified through that state of consciousness? No. Mind will not be pacified. So that's why Vamandev is telling very important aspect. We should all actually think about this data about this. What is that? The Vamandev is telling an important aspect that if I'm not satisfied and happy what I have today, This consciousness can never be happy. That means this jiva can never be happy because the jiva is always aspiring more. Yesterday, remember, I gave that example. For example, when we are eating prasad, we don't release that moment. We are seeing what sweet they made, or do they have curd, or do they have papad, do they have dal, or do they have another sabji, do they have paneer. The mind can go in distorted ways, so many ways. That means we cannot stay in that presence because mind is always telling us to go somewhere else, somewhere else, somewhere else. That is also part of what Vamande is telling. Vamande is telling, if I am not satisfied today, I can never be satisfied any time else. That means I cannot be happy. There is no happy in my consciousness. I cannot be satisfied because if I am not happy now, what is the chance and hope that I'll be happy tomorrow? Because my consciousness is not satisfied. My heart is not satisfied. Just like Arjuna, he read so many things from the scriptures. Actually, at that time, there are no chaotic problems which we have today. The problems which we have today is very dangerous, dear devotees. Deadly problems we have today. The problems of misusing the technology, the problems of bad relationships, the problems of illicit relationships, the problems of secret affairs, the problems of so many things. Actually, when Arjuna was there, these things are not there. Even Arjuna, when he's actually going through the state of consciousness with the Vedic literature, that means he's actually trying to explain the Vedic literature through that aspects only, he's getting so many deviations. Oh, how can I kill? Because if I kill this person, then the wife will be widowed. Then who will take care of the wife? If the wife is widowed, then the wife people can misuse that person because she doesn't have a husband. Hmm? And then Varna Shankara can be established. Huh? They can cheat on that particular woman, and then the children will be degraded because nobody is there. Nobody is helping those children because the elder people have died, have left. And then where does the submission will come? Where do they submit? Oh, Arjuna is pointing out so many things. That means he doesn't have today's problems. That means, dear devotees, today's day and age, why the lifespan is reduced is because of anxieties. Now, how many people are living for 100 years? Above 50 means it's all bonus today. Because it's all like so much anxiety, so much problems, chaotic life, chaotic condition. Especially city life is Rajoguna. What is it? Traigunya Vishayaveda. That means this Traigunya Vishayaveda will haunt us like anything through our life in the cities because city means Rajo. That means Rajo is very dominant. That means no matter where you are, what you do, this Rajoguna is very prominent, especially during the day and in the afternoon. Actually, in the city, the Rajoguna should begin in the afternoon. But thanks to all this advancement in technology, they begin in the morning only. You stay until evening, and then deep Tamo will manifest. In the morning, you feel to be Krishna conscious so much, and in the evening, wow, what is this? Why should I chant? If we have 8 more rounds left, oh, why should I chant? It's already late. Let me do it tomorrow. So this generally, the mind will go like that. You can skip, that's okay. Who is saying? Nobody is checking whether you're chanting 16 rounds or not. Mind will tell that also. That's okay. If you ignore who is saying you, that means dishonesty is coming. Dishonesty is what is the root of dishonesty? Tamoguna. That's okay, you can do. That is the whole point. All these places of Tamoguna. Do you see do you see bar opened up 5 in the morning? Do they do Mangalarti in the bar? No, they don't do. They don't do because it's Rajo and Tamo. It's not Sattva. Nobody will get up at 5 in the morning. Those people they sleep at 5. That means they are devotees. Thanks to this advancement, these night jobs, especially in India, In US, you are blessed actually. You don't have to do night jobs. So in India, they have to do night jobs. That means tamoguna, you have to sleep. But in the sleep, you are doing rajo. That means in the time of rajo, what you will do? Tamo. Then where is the question of goodness? No goodness. Goodness is gone. That means these gunas are so much dominating the jivas continuously. That means through this domination, what is happening? Nistrayaguna Bhavarjuna is missed. That means if we are discussing something about Nistrayaguna Bhavarjuna, they feel like Greek and Latin. अरे क्या बोल रहे यार? Oh, what are you saying? How can I sleep at 9 in the night? Midnight has to kick. 12 p.m. has to kick in. How can I sleep by night? Wow. I remember spiritual master telling a devotee who sleep at 8:39. That's the most opulent life in their life. Actually, that is most opulent. Who are sleeping by 8:39, getting up like by 3 a.m. in the morning. Wow. Ecstatic. That devotee will be in ecstasy. If he is continuing that for years, he'll be in ecstasy. For sure. No doubt about it. Proper told once. If one do Shravana Kirtana for 40 years, very sincere, whatever he speaks will become truth. That means he will be in that state. Traigunna Vishayaveda Nitrayagunna Bhavarjan. Proper told this actually. 30, 40 years, if you are continuously doing that without fail. Shravana, Kirtana, absorption, doing your services. Wow. That means you are committed. That means what is this? You are actually telling this material nature. You move aside, move aside. I want to serve my spiritual master. Just move aside. Want to serve him. What is this? This is a great blessing actually. This state is what you want is sleeping at 9, 8:45. That means you have to finish your eating before 6 p.m. Should not eat anything after 6. No grains after 6 p.m. No curd, especially no curd actually after 6 p.m. It's a deadly, it's a poison if you eat curd. And one should avoid maida completely. No maida. Not even in prasad. Don't put maida anywhere else. I don't know what they say in English. So this thing has to be avoided completely because if you are taking grains after 6 p.m., the body has to take so much time to digest you. That means your sleeping time is used for digestion. That means your body is not relaxed. There's a reason for that. You know why Acharyas, why Srila Prabhupada, Exalted Vaishnava, they say this because if you eat before 6 p.m., the time is been 6 to 9, the time is used for digestion. And then you sleep at 9, 9:30, you get up early in the morning. If you have a peaceful sleep all night, that's great. Unless and until you have small children, you have to get up, feed them milk. If that is not the case, we have license. We have to get up in the morning. So when you do that, it's great. What is this 9 to 3? Perfect time to sleep. Get up in the morning, take your quick cold shower. Even in winter also, if you do that, that's well and good. You chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Pray to the Lord, my dear Lord, I'm in this state. Traigunya Vishayaveda. Please give me this state. Nistraigunya Bhavarjuna. I want to come to that state. Then the Lord will ask. He'll put a lot of tests. If you are passing all of those tests, then he will give that. Because he's a merciful father, na? Couple of shlokas back, he was telling about sense gratification opulence. This is the way to come out of that. If you control the tongue, dear devotees, obviously stomach and genitals will be controlled. You don't use genitals for any unnecessary things. Genitals are used only for procreation. Our dear Veena Mataji was asking about sense gratification. Husband and wife, they come together, they don't engage. Yes, they don't engage in sense gratification. They come together only for procreation. That is a perfect way. That is how our their previous day and age, they used to follow that. The wife used to stay with the Matajis, the husband used to stay with all Prabhus used to stay together. It was a joint family. You know how everyone will have one room? Like today. No, today it's all brutal, dear devotees. completely for sense gratification. They are 4 bedroom homes. What is the point of 4 bedroom homes? Separate. Just for this only. But olden days it was not like that. They were all staying together. They have only 4 5 rooms. All Prabhujis they stay in one room, Mataji stay in one room. Whoever are in the menstrual period, they stay in another room. It was big family, right? And they were very happy. They don't feel that they don't feel that they have to meet their wife every day. It was not there. Now the so-called advancement, this came, that came, so many things came. Hmm. They always, what is this? What is the sense gratification? When we do sense gratification, what happens? The urja sattva which is there, the transcendental goodness which is there, that will be diminished. That means we cannot understand the scriptures. That means whatever we are reading in the scriptures will not be logical to us. That means the scriptures and the Nistrayagunna Bhavarjana, what is this? What is he talking about? Krishna. We feel that that is Greek and Latin to us. But that is not Greek and Latin, that is for us only. Couple of slokas back is talking about sense gratification, offline's life. Now he is telling how to come out of that. Prabhupada is mentioning tolerate. If the fire and butter, if they stay away little far, there is no problem. Fire is fire, butter is butter. Both are sustaining. But the problem is they both come together, that is a problem. The so-called modernization is what this so-called modernization is doing. Come together. Fire, butter come together, what will happen? Problem will come. So to Mataji's question, father and mother, they come together for procreation. What is the procreation purpose also? For higher purpose. The children should be trained up in Krishna consciousness. That is the whole point of procreation. Dear devotees, if the persons are staying in the place of Rajoguna, where the Rajoguna is so dominant in that state, how the sadhaka can follow this? If the sadhaka has deep Krishna consciousness, he can follow. If the sadhaka doesn't have that, he cannot follow. That is what Prabhupada is mentioning. This transcendental position, this is not my words, dear devotees, this is Acharya's words. This transcendental position is achieved in full Krishna consciousness. What is full Krishna consciousness? This is what? Coming out of these 3 gunas. What is sense gratification? It is Rajoguna. Creation, what is sense gratification? What is husband and wife coming together? What is the purpose? Procreation. That is the whole point. There is no other point. Even animals do that, dear devotee. Animals just don't come for sense gratification. They come together only for procreation. Do you see cow going to the bull whenever there is a need for sense gratification? No. Only when there is that call, urge which is coming in their consciousness, through that call and urge they go there. Natural state. Please understand. That means this environment is designed like that. But so-called advancement, the technological advancement, what are they doing? Do more sense gratification, do more sense gratification. What is that? This is increasing the Rajoguna. What is that? Rajoguna is dominating in the consciousness. It is not let loose. We have to let loose of Rajoguna. We have to come to the state of goodness. Because you know what is? Trividam narakashyedam dharan nashanam atmana tama kama krodha tata loba tasmadetam trayam tejet. Krishna is telling, give up these things. Kama krodha tata loba. This kama krodha loba is dominated through Rajoguna. The Rajoguna is dominated through an association, through the place where we live. That is the whole point. It is said that Prabhupada always says, eat only Krishna Prasad. And keep your stomach open 70, 50%. At the most 70%. Keep the other percent open. Don't eat too much. And then don't eat like 3, 4 times a day. Once or twice. 2 is maximum. Devotee shouldn't eat 3 times. 2 is the max. If you are doing 1, that is well and great. Other times you eat fruits. What are these things? You are urging. You're pressing. You have the clutch, right? When you're driving the car, if you have driven the manual car, you have a clutch. What is a clutch? You put the clutch and then reduce the gear. If you want to reduce the speed. Right? So this honoring of Krishna Prasad, eating minimum, sleeping on the time, after 6 do not have any grains. What are all these? These are all the process to come out of this Raja. Please understand. Traigunya Vishayaveda, we want to come out of this. If you sleep early, you'll get up early. For example, if you sleep at 12, you get up at 4. It's difficult. One day you can do, 2 day you can do, third day you can't do. It becomes difficult. How much you have to put a lot of efforts to chant, to concentrate and chant Hare Krishna. How you can depend on the process if you don't have energy? You have to retain the energy also. And then what is this, dear devotees? When male is engaging in a sense gratification, what happens is he is losing his energy. There's a vital energy which is there in the semen. There's a vital energy. That semen should go top. It should not go down. If the energy is retained, what happens? It goes top. It goes top and then it goes into the consciousness. And then when one eats, when one drinks cow milk, what happens is he can get this knowledge, he can get this understanding, get the mercy to understand what the acharyas are telling. Because what is happening? You're not engaging, you're not using your energy in the sense gratification. Rather, what are you using? You are coming out of it. And what are you trying to do? You're trying to retain that. You're trying to retain that energy. And after retaining that energy, you are learning the scriptures. Very important. Because it has subtle self, which work very powerfully. What is semen did? It is all blood. It's a transformation of blood. It is very powerful. That's how the child will come into the mother's womb. The very practical sense. Because if a sadhaka is in Rajoguna, he wants to enjoy that. He feels good. Because he's in Rajo. Just like a pig. A pig would enjoy the stool. The human beings would enjoy the stool. It would just pass on this. We will not even see. But the pig is enjoying the stool. That is her nature. Likewise, a person who is filled with Rajo, what is his nature? Engage in sense gratification. So this has to be avoided. Now, how that will be avoided? Fully Krishna conscious. How that fully Krishna conscious comes? Every day. Shravana Kirtana. More one should do. If you have more time, one should engage more. But chant more, hear more. Nicely, nicely, nicely. Through this, what is happening is your consciousness is building, uplifting. Your consciousness, your mentality is your thought process is rejuvenating. But for this, one should be in sattva. One should come to this sattva. What are these precautions which you are telling? Do not eat anything after 6 p.m. That's a precaution which we have to take. Otherwise, the mind will dwell in so many ways. Anxiety, this, that, tension, this, that, perplexities. The mind has to be pacified. If the mind is agitating, you should tell, relax, relax, calm. Let us read this. Be calm, relax. You have to bring that. So for this purposes, you should eat only Krishna Prasad. If you don't eat Krishna Prasad, what happens? This thing is agitated again. Prajo, I am the controller. It will come back again. The moment I am the controller comes, yes, let us enjoy sense gratification. See, understand here, devotees. It's a beautiful science. So the first thing which we should learn is to tolerate. If there is any urge, if there is any dualities, we should tolerate. Purpose always says it, tolerate, accept it, tolerate, tolerate, tolerate. How do we tolerate? You see our acharyas, how they are tolerating. How Srila Prabhupada accepted everything which came in his life. His family members were also rejecting. Prabhupada simply accepted that situation as a blessing of the Lord. Now here there is a catch. Oh, Prabhupada's family members are also not following. Okay, my family members are also not fun. Okay. So slowly, I'm also heading into the plane of Srila Prabhupada. This is one way of catch. The mind will always tell. Dear devotee, I'll tell you something which is very important. Mind will continuously show our greatness. Mind will always tell, oh Baba, you are great. It will always tell. That is the nature. If you fall to that tree, it's very dangerous. You lose all your friends, especially devotee friends. Because when you feel that you are great, then you'll never aspire to become a devotee because you're already thinking that you're great. That is another cheating propensity where the mind would do. But if the mind is always in that state, okay, this is one state, this is another state, what should I do? You should have right intelligence. Okay, our acharyas are telling to tolerate. How do I tolerate? You see them as an example. They are tolerating, they are accepting, they are not complaining, they are not jumping, they are not moving from one state to the other state. They are very simple. How are they doing? We should see that. Dear devotees, this process comes through mercy. You should understand that. If you feel that state, then you'll understand everything is given to us only. There's nothing we can, nothing we ourselves through our sadhana or through our hearing or through our process of acceptance or through our prayers, these things they don't come. You see, all of these things we do to get that mercy. Kripa Siddha, Nitya Siddha, Sadhana Siddha. What is Nitya Siddha? Nitya Siddha means that the exalted souls that are in the spiritual world. They come here, do the service, and then go. Prahlad Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur. They come here and then finish the service and then they go. Nitya Siddhas. They are always there in that state. Oh, what is Sadhana Siddha? That means you hear from the spiritual master. You take the truth as your life and soul, and then follow that process very sincerely. Through this is called as sadhana. And when you become expert in that, and we ourselves should never claim that we are expert in that. That is the moment I claim that I am an expert, how I am a Prabhu, I am a sadhana siddha. That's our downfall. Really, this is what the mind will tell. Please understand why am I telling this is mind will tell this. Oh, mind will tell. Oh, you've been chanting since 15 years now. Become a devout number. That means whatever you tell, it become truth now. You see, Prabhupada also told this in the class. Mind will tell like this. We don't know, we don't understand how cheating this mind is. The more you are absorbed in the mind, the more you are absorbed in the process, mind. Dear devotees, when you hear all of these things, don't you think that the mind is hearing? That means when you are gaining the knowledge, when you are gaining the wisdom, when you are understanding the process, just like the intelligence is sharpened, your mind is also going through all of these things. It is subtle, you can't see. That means the mind also has all these impressions to quote. That means the material nature is using the mind to quote in a different way, thinking that this is the right way. Are you understanding what I'm saying? It's very important. That means whatever you are hearing, the mind is also hearing, which is there in our consciousness. That means that mind will quote whatever it is hearing. That means whatever it has, what is the nature of mind? Whatever it has experienced, it will quote that. That means your deep absorption in the process, the mind is also deeply absorbed in the process. That means there is a chance of this mind to do wavering. Why not? The material nature works through mind. Who said that material nature is not working? Material nature will work through the mind. So the mind will tell shlokas also. You see, as per this shloka, you can do this. Then, oh, I got this. Now I can do this because I have my mind is also telling. For example, I'll tell something. Your stomach is already full. Okay. Let's say you took a vow that you'll be filling your stomach for 70%. The moment you get that, indication is also coming there. Devotee, when you honor prasad nicely, you'll get the indication. You'll get the sound from inside. That means it's enough. That means when that sound comes from inside, I don't know what the burp sound comes from inside. That means it's full. You don't have to put more. But the tongue will not listen that. It means if the tongue is cooperating to the stomach, the activity will be completed nicely. But if the tongue is not cooperating with the stomach, the activity will not be completed nicely. It will take more time to digest. That means you have to be tired. Dear devotees, do you see any time person who is eating less will be diseased? Prabhupada says this. If you eat less, you will never be diseased. You know why we will be diseased? Because we eat more. When we eat more, we will be diseased. So likewise, the tongue and the stomach, they are in the straight line. If the tongue is in the control of the intelligence, if the tongue is hearing the heart of the person, then it is saved. But if the tongue is hearing the mind says, okay, you can eat two gulab jamuns, it's okay. Nothing will happen. Or you can eat something else. Or you can eat this, you can eat that. You can eat more. Who said? That's okay. You can eat one day only. Na? Mind will tell like this only. You can do that. We notice all these things we fail. When we fail all these things, then we don't have a deep connection. That is what Prabhupada is mentioning. Transcendental position is achieved in full Krishna consciousness. What is that full Krishna consciousness? 24 hours you have to remember them. 24 hours you can remember, you can tolerate. There is no doubt about it. You can do it very naturally. And you feel so much lively practicing the process. That is what the Acharyas wanted to give us. And that's a great process. Please understand that it's not something normal. That's really wonderful process. So this is how from Traigunya Vishayaveda to Nistraigunya Bhavarjuna can be accomplished. Because if that state has to be established, for sure, there's no doubt about it, we have to come to that state. So Krishna is telling, oh Arjuna, become transcendental to these 3 months. That's it. Oh Arjuna means everyone, all jivas in this world. Krishna is telling to Arjuna. But the real Krishna is telling to whom? Oh, all jivas of this world become transcendental to 3 modes of 3 modes of material nature. How? Today we discussed beautiful aspects of that. Just like Bali Maharaj, I told only half of that. Bali Maharaj was hearing from Shukracharya all the subject matter. And Vamandev told, if I am not satisfied today, I will never be satisfied. That is also a beautiful aspect. Later on, Bali Maharaj rejected the words of Shukracharya, stating that he is Vishnu. If you give him, he'll take away everything. He says that don't give him. This thing he rejected. What a personality, dear devotees. Actually, Krishna became his watchman because of this. Krishna actually became his gatekeeper. What is this, dear devotees? Lord, Supreme Lord, Bhaktaram Yagyadavasa, that person became his gatekeeper. That means surrendered souls, the responsibility of the Lord to take care of that soul. Wow, dear devotees. If you come to the plane of surrender, you'll understand how beautiful this process is. Because it is not your responsibility to take care of you. It is Krishna's responsibility to take care of you. Is that not something wonderful? That is what exactly happened to Bali Maharaj. Krishna personally came. Because of what? Because he rejected at the right time. Perfect. This is called as Nistraygunya Bhavarjuna. That means a Vaishnava is like a honeybee. He knows where to go, what to pick. He even in the filthy places, he will try to find that honey, sacred honey. That's what honeybee does. That's why actually what is dear devoted, you know how honeybee would collect the honey? It would actually collect the honey in the stomach. And then after it comes to the honeycomb, it actually brings from the stomach and then puts in the honeycomb. That means when we do the bhoga of honeycomb to the Lord, Lord is actually accepting the remnants of the honeybee. Please understand here. There's a lot on that. I didn't realize it's already time. Dear devotees, anyone has quickly 5 minutes? Try to any questions? We'll try to discuss these questions tomorrow. If any questions are there. I hope you're understanding. This is a very important subject matter, dear devotees. Hare Krishna. Anyone
Hare
got
Krishna,
questions?
Prabhuji. Namo
Yes,
Krishna.
come forward. Please start.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for wonderfully explaining, the do's and don'ts and how to lead a normal life, not eating too much, sleeping early. So this day and age, Prabhuji, my son, he's just going to high school, but every day, it's a challenge, for us to make him sleep early. He doesn't go to bed at least, 11 o'clock. He says, I have that homework, this homework. And morning now, holidays and gets up late. Yeah, I mean, we try to sleep early, Prabji, but, with kids, it has been. And one other question, Prabji. Yesterday, you were mentioning, our direct relationship with, uh, gurus. Uh, Before we, of course, choose him. But in this day and age, Prabji, it is very difficult to get that personal association from our Diksha Guru. So that is the reason we go, take association of Siksha Guru, right, Prabhuji? That's my
Actually,
understanding.
that is a whole point. That is a whole point of Shiksha. Because Diksha Gurus, they give Diksha. And then I remember Radhana Swami Maharaj was being asked a question. Maharaj, now we took initiation from you. Now, what should I do for practicing pure devotion? He immediately said, you approach a Vaishnava, take his association, hear very nicely, and cultivate Krishna consciousness further. He told that very clearly. Now, it's our responsibility. We should approach nice teachers and then ask questions, hear from them, submit, inquire, ask them what should be done in our lives for making further advancement. Because that has to come through. What you said is very important, Ashra. Very important. It has to come. Yes, definitely. And we'll discuss more. And I'm so sorry about your son. I'm feeling very bad because he's sleeping at 11. What can be done? We have to do our best. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Yes, Amma, Sheetala.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you so much for Gyana today. I have one question like how to overcome the Sattva Guna, Prabhuji.
How to overcome or how to come to Sattva?
Like the Sattva Guna, yeah, how to come and also how to overcome like the Sattva Guna also. As you were mentioning that we have to like come out of these three gunas. Two gunas is like very clear. Can you please elaborate on Sattva Guna and how to follow that and how to overcome that as well, please?
Actually, we discussed about that also, but we'll cover that more in detail tomorrow. We discussed about transcendental qualities also today. We will discuss more. Okay? Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you all very much. If I caused an inconvenience, please excuse me. We'll continue tomorrow. And my slot is open now from this time. From tomorrow also, I'll continue in the same time. We will not go at 5 p.m. Okay? 5 p.m. IST. Thank you all very much. Srila Prabhupada Maharaj ki jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare, Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam, dear devotees. Thank you, Prabhuji, for the wonderful class. Now we can do Prem Dhwani prayers. जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिविजाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शताब्दी चरणारविंद His Divine Grace AC Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada की जय. ISKCON BBT founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada की जय. जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिविजाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत His Divine Grace Bhakti सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज ठाकुर श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय. अनेक कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय. नामाचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर की जय. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय. श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय. वृंदावन धाम की जय. मायापुर धाम की जय. जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय. द्वारका धाम की जय. गंगा माई यमुना माई की जय. भक्ति देवी तुलसी देवी की जय. समवेद भक्त वृंद की जय. हरिनाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की जय. गौर प्रेमानंदी हरि
हरि बोल.
All glories to assembled devotees. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
All glories to assembled devotees. Hare
Hare Krishna.
Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees. Hare
Hare Krishna.
Krishna. All glories, all glories, all glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. नमः ओम विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिन्निधि नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशधारिणे मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं श्रीपरमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरं गुरुवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकाय तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः. हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्ता नमोस्तुते. तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये. वाञ्छाकल्पतरूपश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, have an amazing Krishna conscious day. Hari Hari Bol.
Hare Hare Bol. इसका स्वयं शिला की जय. इसका गुरुकुल की जय. बासुदेव माता जी, दीपाली माता जी, प्रभु नित्यानंद प्रचैतन्य प्रभु माता जी, all devotees की जय. श्री प्रभुपाद की जय. Thank you, Prabhu ji. Hare Krishna.
Subala Gopal Prabhuji ki jai. Hare Krishna.